आचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज की
जय
नंदगुड़ी वैष्णव वृंद की
जय
आचार्य दास ठाकुर की
जय
प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की
जय
जय गो प्रेमानंदे
हरि
और
हरि
गौरी
बोल।
समुद्र बड़ी
हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
वासुदेवाय
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Hare Krishna. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1,
हरे कृष्ण।
Creation, Chapter 6, Conversation between Narada and Vyasadeva. Today's text 1 to 10. Text 1, Sudha Vacha Evam
एवं
Nishamya
निशम्य
Bhagavan
भगवान्
भगवान्
Devarshe
देवर्षि
Janma
जन्म
जन्म
Karma
कर्म
Cha
च
Bhuya
भूय
भूय
Papracha
पप्रच्छ
पप्रच्छ
Tam
तं
तं
Brahman
ब्रह्मन्
ब्रह्मन्
Vyasa
व्यास
व्यास
Satyavadi Sudha
सत्यवती सुधा
सत्यवती सुता
Sudha Vacha Evam Nishamya Bhagavan
एवं
एवं
निशम्य
निशम्य
भगवान्
भगवान्
Devarshi Janma Karma Cha
देवर्षि जन्म कर्म च
देवर्षिर्जन्मकर्म च
Bhuya Paprachatam Brahman
भूया
भूय
पप्रच्छातं
पप्रच्छतं
ब्रह्मन्
ब्रह्मन्
Vyasa Satyavadi Sudha
व्यास
व्यासा
सत्यवती
सत्यवती
सुधा
सुता।
Sutta Vacha
सूत
सुत
उवाच
उवाच
Evam Nishamya Bhagavan
एवं निशम्य भगवान्
Devarshir Janma Karma Cha
देवर्षिर्जन्म कर्म च
देवर्षेर्जन्मकर्म च
Bhuya Paprachatam Brahman
भूया
भूया पप्रच्छा
पप्रच्छात्
तं ब्रह्मन्
तद्ब्रह्मन्
Vyasa Satyavadi Sudha.
व्यास
व्यासा
सत्यवती
सत्यवती
सुधा
सुता।
Yes, Sailaja Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। ओम नमो
Hare
भगवते वासुदेवाय। एवं निशम्य भगवान् देवर्षिर्जन्म कर्मजा भूया पप्रच्छदं ब्रह्मन् व्यास सत्यवती सुधा। हरे कृष्ण।
Krishna. Vasugosh Prabhu, Inda, Buka, Onam Skandam.
Skandavile,
Onam Skandam.
eh?
Onam Skandavana, Bhagavatam.
Are, Bangalore mas la yatra,
Onam Skandam,
Slovakia
Arama
no,
Dhyatla, Onam Slokam. Arama Dhyayam, Onam Slokam.
Arama Jagara.
Ah.
Hare Krishna, Navaikana.
Oh.
Soda Uvacha. Soda,
Ala,
Evam
Slogamacha,
Nisamya
Slogamacha,
Bhagavan, Devarshe Janma
Prabhu
Karmacha.
Slogamacha, Slogamacha.
Are, Navaikana.
Ah.
Soda Uvacha. Evam Nisamya Bhagavan, Devarshe Janma Karmacha. Boya Papracha Tambraman, Vyasa Satyavadi Sudha.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Right. Hare Krishna. Srigala Maji.
हरे कृष्ण। सूत उवाच एवं निशम्य भगवान् देवर्षेर्जन्म कर्म च भूय पप्रच्छ तं ब्रह्मन् व्यास सत्यवती सुतः।
Right, Hare Krishna. You can read the yes. One second. Srigala Maji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु दंडवत प्रणाम।
Sixth chapter, first verse, 6.1.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji, today is Niladri Vijay. The Lord Jagannath is going to his own temple
Coming
from
back.
chariot.
Return Jaradha.
Yes. He is returning back from the chariot. So in our states, Prabhuji, there is a continuous live program is there.
Oh, very bold.
So they are watching that.
That means, after this you can join there.
Yes. 6.1.1, Prabhuji, chapter 1, canto 1.
1.6.1.
Yes.
Next chapter, 6th chapter. We are
Yes.
reading from 6th chapter, now 6th chapter.
Yes, Prabhuji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sutta uvacha ebang nishamya bhagavan devasirjanma karma cha bhuyah paprachatang brahman vyasaha sattvati sutah. May I read the sentence?
Yes.
Sutta uvacha, Sutta said, evam, thus, nisamya, hearing, Bhagavana, the powerful incarnation of God, Devashi, of the great sage among the gods, Janma, birth, karma, work, cha, and Bhuyaha, again, Papracha, asked him, Brahmana, O Brahmanas, Vyasaha, Vyasadeva, Satyavati Sutta, the son of Satyavati. Translation: Sutta said, O Brahmanas, thus hearing all about Sri Narada's birth and activities, Vyasadeva, the incarnation of God and the son of Satyavati, inquired as follows. Purport: His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vyasadeva was further inquisitive to know about the perfection of Naradji, and therefore he wanted to know about him more and more. In this chapter, Naradji will describe how he was able to have a brief audience with the Lord while he was absorbed in the transcendental thought of separation from the Lord, and when it was very painful for him. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Right. Text 2. Vyasa uvacha.
Vyasa uvacha.
Bhikshubhir. Vipravaside. Vijnana. Adrishtebhi. Tava. Vartamano. Vayasi. Adye. Tada. Kim. Akarod. Bhavan. Vyasa uvacha. Bhikshubhir vipravaside. Vijnane drashtabhistava. Vartamano vayasyadye. Tadakim agarod bhavan. Vyasa uvacha. Vipravaside. Vijnanadeshtabhistava. Vartamano vayasyadye. Tadakim agarod bhavan. Vyasa uvacha. Vipravaside. Vijnanadeshtabhistava. Vartamano vayasyadye. Tadakim agarod bhavan. Sarjamaji.
Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vyaso vaja Vishubhir Vipravaside Vijnana Drashtabhistava Vartamano Vayasyade Tadakim Agarod Bhavan. Hare Krishna. Speed.
Basugosh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vyasa uvacha Vishwabhir vipravaside Vijnana Deshtabhistava वर्तमानो वयस्यादि तदा किमकरोत् भवान्? हरे कृष्णा।
Sigdamaji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। व्यासोवाच भिक्षुभिः विप्रवसिते विज्ञानाद्वेष्टिभिस्तव वर्तमानो व्यस्यादौ ततः किमकरोत् भवान्। हरे कृष्ण।
Yes.
हरे कृष्ण।
Shigalamaji.
हरे कृष्ण। नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। व्यास उवाच भिक्षुभिर्विप्रवसिते विज्ञानदेष्टृभिस्तव वर्तमानो वयस्याद्ये ततः किम् अकरोत् भवान्।
Right.
Vyasa Uvaja. Sri Vyasadeva said, Bhikshubi, by the great medicaments, Vipravasate,
Mendicants.
mendicants,
Mendicants.
by the great mendicants, Vipravasite, having departed for other places, Vijnana, scientific knowledge in transcendence, Adestabir,
Adeshtabir.
Adestabir, Adestabir,
Trabi.
those who had instructed Tava of your Vartamana present Vayasti of the duration of life Adye before the beginning of Tatha after that Kim what Akarot did Bhavan your good self. Translation. Sri Vyasadeva said, what did you, means Narada, do after the departure of the great sages who had instructed you in scientific transcendental knowledge before the beginning of your present birth? Purport by His Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vyasadeva himself was the disciple of Naradji, and therefore it was natural to be anxious to hear what Narada did after initiation from the spiritual masters. He wanted to follow in Narada's footsteps in order to attain to the same perfect stage of life. This desire to inquire from the spiritual master is an essential factor to the progressive path. This process is technically known as Sadharma Pracha.
Prucha.
Next. Parcha.
Next three.
Pracha.
Prucha. Sadharma Prucha.
Sadharma Pracha. Hare Krishna.
Right. Next three. Swayambhuva Kaya Vritya. Sorry. Swayambhuva
Swayambhu
Kaya
Kaya
Vritya
Vritya Vartidam
Te
Te
Param
Param
Vaya
Vaya
Kadham
Katham
Ched
Ched
Idam
Udam
Udasakshi
Udasakshi
Kale
Kale
Prapte
Prapte
Kalevaram
Kalevaram
Swayambhuva Kada Vritya
Swayambhuva Kadya Vritya
Vartidam Te Param Vaya
Vartidam Te Param Vaya Vaya
Kadam Chedam Udaksakshi
Kadam Chedam Udarsakshi
Udassakshi Kale Prapte Kalevaram
Kale Prapte Kalevaram
Swayambhuva Kada Vritya
Swayambhuva Kaya Vritya
Vartidam Te Param Vaya
Vartidam Te Param Vaya
Kadam Chedam Udassakshi
Kadam Chedam Udarsakshi
Kale Prapte Kalevaram
Kale Prapte Kalevaram.
Yes, Sarjamaji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। सायं भुवकया वृत्या वर्तिदं ते परं मया कदं चेदमुदस्राशी काले प्राप्ते कलेबरम्। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Basugosh Prabhu.
स्वयंभुव कया वृत्त्या ते परं वयः कथं चेदमुदस्राशि काले प्राप्ते कलेवरम्। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Yes. Sri Kalamaji.
हरे कृष्ण। स्वयंभुव कया वृत्त्या वर्तितं ते परं वया कथं चेदम् उदस्राक्षी कले प्राप्ते कलेवरम्। हरे कृष्ण।
Kalamaji. Snigdhamaji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। स्वयंभुव कया वृत्त्या वर्तितं ते परं व्ययः कथं चेद मुदसाक्षिः काले प्राप्ते कलेवरम्। Synonyms: Swayambhuva, O son of Brahma, Kaya,
Swayambhuva.
Swayambhuva,
Not Swayam. Swayambhuva.
Swayambhuva
Swayambhuva is Brahman. Brahma, so
yes,
Brahma. A son
yes,
of
O son of.
Swayambhuva is called Swayambhuva. That is Narada.
Okay, Prabhuji. I thought it is Swayambhuva Manu. Okay,
Not
it is Narada.
Swayambhuva.
Acha, Swayambhuva. O son of Brahma, Kaya, under what condition? Vrattaha, occupation, Vartitam was spent, The, you, Param, after the initiation, Vyayaha, duration of life, Katham, how, Cha, and Idam, this, Udasrakshaya, did you quit Kale in due course, Prapte, having attained Kalevaram body. Translation: O son of Brahma, how did you pass your life after initiation and how did you attain this body, having quit your old one in due course? Purport: His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Narad Muni in his previous life was just an ordinary maidservant's son. So how he became so perfectly transformed into the spiritual body of eternal life, bliss and knowledge is certainly important. Sri Vyasadeva desired him to disclose the facts for everyone's satisfaction. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Text 4. Prak.
Prak.
Kalpa.
Kalpa.
Vishayam.
Vishayam.
Etam.
Etam.
Krudim.
Krudim.
Te.
Te.
Sattama.
Munisattama.
Na.
Na.
Hi.
Hi.
Esha.
Esha.
Vyavadhat.
Vyavadhat.
Kala.
Kala.
Esha.
Esha.
Sarva.
Sarva.
Nirakriti.
Nirakriti.
Prakalpa Vishametam.
Prakalpa Vishayameta.
Te Munisattama.
Krudim te Munisattama.
Nahyesha Vyadhat Kala.
Nahi esha Vyavadhala.
Esha Sarva Nirakriti.
Esha Sarva Nirakriti.
Prakalpa Vishayam Etam.
Prakalpa Vishayam Etam.
Te Munisattama.
Krudim te Munisattama.
Nahyesha Vyadhat Kala.
Nahi esha Vyavadhat Kala.
Sarva Nirakriti.
Esha Sarva Nirakriti.
Hare Krishna. Sairajamaji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। प्राकल्प विषयामेतां स्मृतिं ते सुरसत्तमा न ह्येषा व्यवदात् काला एषा सर्वा निराकृतिः। हरे कृष्ण।
Krishna. Sugosh Prabhu.
हरे कृष्ण। प्रकल्प विषयामेदां स्मृतिं ते मुनिसत्तमा न हेत्य व्यवधान काला एष सर्व निराकृति।
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Snigdhamaji.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. प्राप्तकल्प विषयामेतं स्मृतिं ते मुनिषत्तमा नाह्रेष व्यवधात् काल एष सर्व निराकृतिः। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Yes. Shri Kalamaji.
Hare Krishna. Prakalpa Vishayam etam smridinte muni sattama nahi esha vyavadhat kala esha sarva nirakrite. Hare Krishna. Prior. Kalpa, the duration of Brahma's day. Vishayan, subject matter. Etam, all these. Smritim, remembrance. Te, your. Muni, Sattama, O great sage. Na, not. He, certainly. Yesha, all these. Vyavadhat, made by difference. Kala, course of time. Esha, all these. Sarva, all. Nirakrit, annihilation. Translation, O great sage, time annihilates everything in due course. So, how is it that this subject matter, which happened prior to this day of Brahma, is still fresh in your memory, undisturbed by time, purported by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. As spirit is not annihilated even after the annihilation of the material body, so also spiritual consciousness is not annihilated. So Sri Narada developed this spiritual consciousness even when he had his material body in the previous kalpa. Consciousness of the material body means spiritual consciousness expressed through the medium of a material body. This consciousness is inferior, destructible, and perverted. But super consciousness of the supra mind in the spiritual plane is as good as the spirit soul and is never annihilated. Hare Krishna. Hare
Text
Krishna.
5. Narada Uvacha.
Narada Uvacha.
Bhikshubhi.
Bhikshubhi.
Vipravaside.
Vipravaside.
Vijnana.
Vijnana.
Adeshravi.
Adeshtavi.
Mama.
Mama.
Vartamano.
Vartamano.
Vayase.
Vayasi.
Adye.
Adi.
Tat.
Tada.
Tada. Tada.
Tada. Tada.
Edat.
Edat.
Edat
Akarasham.
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 Narada Uvacha.
Narada
Narada
Uvacha.
Uvacha.
Bhikshubhi Vipravaside.
Bhikshubhi
Vishubhirvipravaside.
Vipravaside.
Vijnanedeshvirbhama.
Vijnanadeshtabhirmama.
Jnanadeshubhirmama.
Vijnanadeshtabhirmama.
Vijnanadeshubhirmama.
Vartamano Vasyadye.
Vartamano
Vartamano
Vayasyadi.
Vayasyadi.
Tada Edat Akarasham.
Tada
Tada
edat
edat
akarasham.
akarasham.
Narada Uvacha.
Narada
Narada
Uvacha.
Uvacha.
Vikshubhai Vipravaside.
Vishubhirvipravaside.
Vishubhirvipravaside.
Jnanadeshtabhirmama.
Vijnanadeshtabhirmama.
Jnanadeshubhirmama.
Vartamano Vasyadye.
Vartamano
Vartamano
Vayasyadi.
Vayasyadi.
Edat Akarasham.
Tada edat
Tada
akarasham.
edat akarasham.
Sajamaji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Vishubhirvipravaside. Vijnanadeshtabhirmama. Vartamano Vayasyadi. Tada edat akarasham. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Vasugosh Prabhu.
Sri Narada Uvacha Vishwabhirvipravaside Vijnanadeshubhirmama Vartamano Vayasyaje Tada Edagakarasham.
Hare Krishna. Yes. Shri Kalamaji.
Hare Krishna. Narada Uvacha Bhikshubhir Vipravasite Vijnane Dushtribhirmama Vartamano Vayasyade Tada Edat Akarasam. Hare
Right.
Krishna.
Digjamaji.
ओम हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारद उवाच भिक्षुर्विप्रवसिते विज्ञानदृष्टिर्विमम वर्तमानो व्यस्याद्यौ तत एतदकारशम्। May I read the synonyms?
Yes.
Yes, Narada Uvacha, Sri Narada said, Vikshubhihi, by the great sages, Vipravasite, having departed for other places, Vikyana, scientific spiritual knowledge, Adrishtabhihi, those who imparted unto me, Mama, mine, Vartamanaha, present, Vyayasi Adhye, before this life, Tataha, thereafter, Etat, this much, Akarasham, performed. Translation: Sri Narada said, the great sages who had imparted scientific knowledge of transcendent to me departed for other places, and I had to pass my life in this way. Purport: His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In his previous life, when Naradji was impregnated with spiritual knowledge by the grace of the great sages, there was a tangible change in his life. Although he was only a boy of 5 years, that is an important symptom visible after initiation by the bona fide spiritual master. Actual association of devotees brings about a quick change in life for spiritual realization. How it so acted upon the previous life of Sri Narada Muni is described by and by in this chapter. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Text 6. Ega
Ega
Atmaja
Atmaja
Me
me
Janani
janani
Yoshin
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 Mudha
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 Cha
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 Kinkari
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 Mayi
mai
Mayi
Atmaje
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 Ananya
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 Yanyagado
gato
Gato
Yanyagado
Chakre
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 Sneha
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 Vandanam
anubandhanam
Nubandanam
Vandanam
Egatmaja
Translation
me Janani
Egatmaja me
Egatmaja me
Janani
Janani
Yoshin Moda Chakimkari
Yoshin
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 Muda
Muda
Chakinkari
Chakinkari
Mayatmaje Ananyagado
Mayatmaje
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 ananyagato
Ananyagado
Ananyagato
Chakre Sehanubandanam
Chakre
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 Snehanubandhanam
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 Egatmaja me Janani
ekatmaja
Ekatmaja
me
Egatmaja me
janani
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 Yoshin Moda Chakimkari
Yoshin
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 Muda
mudha
Muda
Chakinkari
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 Mayatmaje Ananyagado
mayatmaje
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 Ananyagado
ananyagato
Ananyagato
Chakre Sehanubandanam.
Chakre
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 Snehanubandhanam
anubandhanam.
Snehanubandhanam.
Sarjamaji.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय एकात्मजा मे जननी योषिन्मूढा च किङ्करी मय्यात्मजे अनन्यगतौ चक्रे स्नेहानुबन्धनम् हरे कृष्णा
Krishna. Vasugoshpo.
हरे कृष्ण एकात्मजा मे जननी योषिमूढा च किङ्करी मय्यात्मजे अनन्या गतौ चक्रे स्नेहानुबन्धनम्
Hare Krishna. Snigdhamaji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय एकात्मजा मे जननी योषिन्मूढा च किङ्करी मयात्मजे अनन्यगतौ चक्रे स्नेहानुबन्धनम्. हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna. Shrikalamaji.
एकात्मजा मे जननी योषिन्मूढा च किङ्करी मय्यात्मजेनन्यगतौ चक्रे स्नेहानुबन्धनम्. Eka Atmaja, having only one son, me, my, Janani, mother, Yosit, woman by class, Mudha, foolish, Cha, aunt, Kingari, maidservant, Mai, unto me, Atmaje, being her offspring, Ananya Gadau, one who has no alternative for protection, Chakre, did it, Snehanubandhanam, tried by affectionate bondage. Translation: I was the only son of my mother, who was not only a simple woman, but a maid servant as well. Since I was her only offspring, She had no other alternative for protection. She bound me with the tie of affection.
ओम ज्ञानतिम्रान्तस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया
ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया
गुरवे
चक्षुन्मीलितं
नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले
येन भूतले
स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सागररघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता शिवान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगल्पदे गोपेशा गोपिका कांदा राधा कांदा नमस्तुते सप्तगांजन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी शबानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनि नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री द्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। सुदावाच एवं निशम्य भगवान् देवर्षि जन्म कर्म च भूय पप्रच्छतं ब्रह्मन् व्यासा सत्यवती सुधा। Sudha said, O Brahmanas, thus hearing all about Sri Narada's birth and activities, so previous chapter, we had instructions of Narada to Vyasadeva on Srimad Bhagavatam. And the last verse, he requested or instructed Vyasadeva to describe the activities, transcendental activities of the Lord, which are appealing both to the high, the great learner, as well as to common men also. So this is the beauty of Krishna's pastimes. It is appealing both to the highest advanced transcendental pure devotees, as well as it is appealing to very neophyte devotees also. If you take Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, it is not so. A person who qualified for Jnana Yoga has to be very strenuous, and for Dhyana Yoga, very austerity should be there, and Brahmacharya Nishta should be there. So many preconditions are there for other yogas, but when Bhakti Yoga, it is not so. The Guru Maharaj who gave me the initiation, Bhakti Siddhartha Swami Maharaj of Raipur, he used to say, ISKCON में अंगूठा छाप तक प्रेसिडेंट भी होते हैं. Anguta chap means what? Anguta chap.
Neophyte devotees. No,
Yeah,
those who are
what is the actual meaning of Anguta chap?
means those who don't know the reading and writing, I think.
So one is very illiterate, he doesn't know how to write. So he gives a thumb impression, isn't it? When you, instead of signature, he used to either he gives a thumb impression. So that is called Anguta. Anguta means thumb. Chap means impression. That means he is so illiterate. So that means the Bhakti Yoga and ISKCON represents the highest Bhakti. In ISKCON, you'll find Anguta Chap, mean very illiterate people, persons up to level of presidents, prime ministers, or you can say very saintly persons also. So Bhakti is suitable for neophytes, Madhyamadhigaris, as well as Uttamadhigaris. That is the beauty of Bhakti. So since this is all encompassing, Sri Narada instructs Vyasadeva, why don't you write the transcendental pastimes of Krishna. So everyone can benefit out of this, not only some select people. Let everyone get the benefit out of this. Of course, they derive benefits according to gradation, that is they, but still everyone gets. When thus instructed, Vyasadeva, he wants to know more about Narada's realization, because Narada has described how from beginning of Bhakti Yoga up to the transcendental realization, how he could do in just about 4 months because of association of the transcendental devotees. And you have to see this boy is only 5 years old, and within 4 months, just by serving Mahabhagavatas, he was able to achieve the pinnacle of spiritual perfection. So, needless to say, Vyasadeva was very amazed how it is possible. We are here for doing so many years, and still we are not perfect. While a small boy of 5 years achieves perfection within 4 months, just 4 months. So he's very, very inquisitive. So he's asking Vyasadeva, who is also addressed as Satyavati's son. So this is the nature of and the quality of a disciple. When the spiritual master speaks about himself, the disciple is very, very keen to understand the life of his spiritual master, his activities, how he has reached that position. So he'll keep on asking these questions till he's fully satisfied, till all his doubts were cleared. So disciple should always make use of a spiritual master's presence, and with the submissive inquiries, clear all his whatever misconceptions or what is called understanding of the Shastras. So here Vyasadeva, who is also literary incarnation of Krishna, as well as son of Satyavati, is asking Narada, what is asking? The second verse, Vyasa Vacha, Bhikshubi Vipravaside, Vijnana Adeshtavastava, Vartamano Vaisyade, Tada Kim Agarodbhavan. Sri Vyasadeva said, what did you, Narada, do after the departure of great sages who had instructed you in scientific transcendent knowledge before the beginning of your present birth? So he wants to know what are the activities of Narada after he had received the transcendental knowledge from these sages. Till the time now Narada has received a spiritual body. In his next life, he is achieving a spiritual body. And the intermediate time, that is from the previous life, from the age of 5 years till the time he left his body, what were his activities after receiving the transcendent knowledge? That is most important. Here we find great persons' biography and all that. So from age of 1 year, with 5 years, whatever he does, great activities, uncommon activities, that will be described in various biographies of great persons. Great persons means great persons from a material point of view. But Sri Narada, Vyasadeva and all great persons from the transcendental point of view. So devotees are more interested in knowing about the transcendental activities of devotees rather than spend time in reading about or hearing about activities of persons who have no connection or who has no connection with Krishna. Such persons who are interested in knowing the activities of such persons are described very nicely in Bhagavatam, 2nd canto, 3rd chapter, 2.3 and 19th verse, 2.3.19. It says, Shavit varoha shrakharehi samsudha purushapura nayat karna pada padevedo jadunama gadagaja. Shvavid, Shwa means dog. Vidvaraha means pig. Oshra means camel. Kare means donkey. So, Shwa Vidvarahoshtra Karehi, these four persons, Samstudaha Purusha Pashu. These people only glorify that person. Who is that person? Na yat karna padepedo jadunama gadagarja. One who has not heard, one who now listens to transcendental pastimes of Sri Lord Krishna, the deliverer of all evils. Gadagarja means deliverer of all evils, from all evils. That is Krishna. Anyone who has not heard the transcendental pastimes of Krishna is accepted as Purusha Pashu. Purusha Pashu. And this Purusha Pashu is praised or glorified by similar persons like dogs, hogs, camels, and asses. So only from the point of view of devotees, only spiritual master and great transcendental devotees are eligible for receiving glories and glorification. So Narada wants to know this. Sorry, Vyasadeva wants to know that phase of Narada's life. This is the desire of a student, a disciple. And disciple, this is called Sat Dharma Pricha. What is Sat Dharma Pricha? That is given Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.1.74. It gives Ado Guru Ashrayam Sad Dharma Pricha Sadhu Marganugamanam. Ado, in the beginning, one should take shelter of Guru. Ado Guru Ashrayam. Then what? Sad Dharma Pricha. Sad Dharma Pricha means one must ask or inquire about religious principles. Then what? Sadhu Marganugamanam. One must follow in the footsteps of great devotees. Sadhu Marga Anugamanam. So take shelter of spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively the religious principles, Sadharma Pracha. And then having done that, Sadhu Marga Anugamanam. Follow the great footsteps of great devotees. This is a process of achieving transcendental bliss or transcendental heights. It can be done only through bhakti only. If you have devotion to Krishna, and if you have devotion to Krishna and spiritual master, you achieve perfection. Same Brahma, Bhakti Samrata Sindhu 1.1.45 states, Swalpamubi Rujireva Syat Bhaktir Tattva Bodhida Yuktastu Kevalanaiva Yat Asya Apradishtada. Swalpamubi Rujireva Syat. If you have small taste, a slight taste for devotion, Bhakti Tattva Bodhida, you can understand the principles of bhakti if you have taste. But yuktistu kevalanaiva yat asya pradishtada. But logic or jnana is simply naive And because it is apradishtita, it's not based, it's unbiased, it doesn't have a foundation. Jnana doesn't have foundation. It is prakrita. So that's why bhakti is praised. In Bhakti Samrata Sindhu, another this one. Once again. And the qualities of bhakti is also described in Bhakti Samrata Sindhu. One second. Where is it? There are 6 qualities of devotion of bhakti as per Bhakti Samrata Sindhu. One is kleshagni, a relief from material distress. First is klesha agni. Klesha agni. Agni means destruction. Klesha means distress, material distress. 2 is shubhada, auspiciousness. Shubhada, auspicious means bhakti is starting point of all auspiciousness, which leads to the spiritual well-being. And 3 is sudurlabha, means rare, very rare. Sudurlabha means very rare. Achieving pure devotion is very rare. Only great persons like Narada is able to achieve this. And 4th is moksha lagudakrit. Moksha lagudakrit. Moksha lagudakrit means those engaged in pure devotion service do not aspire for liberation, as it is very insignificant compared to the joy that you are receiving from or getting from the transcendental bliss from bhakti. And 5 is Sandrananda Visheshatma. Sandrananda Visheshatma. It is a transcendental bliss. Bhakti automatic bestows transcendental pleasure and happiness upon the devotees. And the last and most important is Shri Krishna Akarshini. It attracts Krishna. Pure devotion service only means to attract Krishna. So these are the 6 qualities of devotion as per Bhakti Samrata Sindhu. So those who are really interested, who wants to follow when I achieve the height and transcendental bliss in bhakti, should always render service and make submissive inquiries from his spiritual master, as Vyasadeva is an example of this. He is showing us how to do this. So next, Swayambhuva kaya vritya vartidam te param maya kadam chedat udasakshi kale prapte kalevaram. O son of Brahma, how did you pass your life after initiation? And how did you attain this body, having quit your old one in due course? So he's again asking, how did you achieve this present spiritual body? And how did you spend your life after initiation? So here we can know that Narada was simply a maid servant's son. In all probabilities, he was a least eligible candidate for receiving transcendental bliss of devotion. So Vyasadeva, Vedavyas is very interested how Narada could achieve this, and how he could get this spiritual body. It's very rare. As you all know, we are all getting material body only, but in case of Narada, he is having the spiritual body. That's why he can live through kalpas. He can always visit all the material planets. He can visit the Vaikunthas also. He can move between spiritual planets and material planets much faster than air, even as faster than his mind also. Just if he wants to be there, he just wills it, he can be in Vrindavan, Golok Vrindavan. That is his transcendental ability. That is very rarely achieved, and Vyasadeva wants to know how Narada could do this. And he's bewildered also another matter which says, Prakalpa Vishyamedan Smritim Te Muni Sattama Nahesha Vidhat Kala Esha Sarva Niradhuri. O great sage, time annihilates everything in due course. So, how is it that this subject matter, which happened prior to this day of Brahma, is still fresh in your memory, undisturbed by the time? So, here's an indication that Kalpa, Narada's previous life, was a previous Kalpa. Kalpa, as we know, is a day of Brahma, which is calculated as 432 crores of years. So, in the next Kalpa only, Narada gets in this body. So, Vyasadeva wants to know how he is able to remember all these previous incidents in life after a gap of more than 400 crores of years. How it is possible that it's still fresh in his mind? Because normally people, as we change the body, we forget all the previous incidents of previous life. Sorry, incidents of the previous life. Like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, when Arjuna is expressing his wonder, when Krishna said, I taught this transcendental knowledge to Vivaswan, Arjuna knows that Vivaswan was there for about 12 crores of years. So how is it possible that Krishna can instruct Vivaswan? So the answer by reply by the Lord in Bhagavad Gita. This is a 4th chapter, verse number 5. Bhuni me vididani janmani tavacharjuna tanham veda sarvani natvam veda parandava. Bhuni me vididani janmani tavacharjuna. We both of us have gone through many lives, many births. Tenam Veda Sarvani. But I know each and every birth. Natum Veda Parandava. But you don't know. You don't remember. So ordinary people, they cannot remember their previous life incidents because as we change the body, this incidence is erased. Only the vasanas remain, but not the incidents. So from this Bhagavad Gita statement, we can understand that people who are saying that they are when talk about this their past lives, there are so many stories in social media. We find many people remembering their past life, and telling that I was born in such a house, my father was such and so and so. And people say that when he goes to this house, and it is yes, it is so. Everybody is wonderstruck. But as per Bhagavad Gita, it's not possible. But it's possible only in case of devotees who have received the spiritual body. Once you receive the spiritual body, then your consciousness is also spiritual. And in that consciousness, you can know everything of your previous birth. Not only previous first life, many births. How many births you have received, you will be able to remember each and every birth. Just think about it. Suppose we had more than 1 crore birth. When we realized we have the transcendental knowledge, like a spiritual body, then it's possible for us to remember every birth of us. So that's why Srila Prabhupada says, Narada is now having his spiritual body. His mind is now supra. His intelligence is very clear. Nothing material about this. And therefore his memory is also very, very clear. He remembers everything. Which is not possible for ordinary person. So this proves that Sri Narada is really bestowed with a spiritual body due to his association with these sages. So in reply, Sri Narada is saying, Narada Bhikshubi Pravaside Bhikshubi Vipravaside Vijnane Dashtabirmamam Artamano Vesyadhe Tada Edat Karasham. You can see this is matching with the second verse. Second verse, just like that. Bhikshubi Vipravaside Vijnana Idashta Tava. Tava, when Vyasadeva is asking, Narada, Tava, you. Here, Narada is replying Mama. Otherwise, both are the same. Vartamana Vaisyadede. Yes?
Yes, Prabhuji, I have seen both are same.
Yes. Same. Even second also Vartamana Vaisyade Tadaha Kim Akarot Bhagavan. Vartamana Vaisyade Tadaha Edat Karasham. Kim Akarot, the reply is Edat Akarasham. I did this. What did you do? I did this.
I have did this.
I pass a life in this way. This way, what? That will be described in the next coming verses. So exactly reply, word by word reply Narada is giving to Vyasadeva's question.
Yes.
The great Jesus who imparted scientific knowledge of transcendence to me departed for other places. I had to pass my life in this way. So we know that there's a very change in his life, there's tangible change in his life. He was not as before because he's now having transcendent knowledge. And the result of transcendent knowledge, he has totally changed. His consciousness changed. He has become very steadfast. He will be undisturbed and unagitated by any events. And that will be explained in the next verses. How he was very undisturbed and unagitated, even in the front of great calamities. The sixth verse of the 22nd verse of sixth chapter. Yes, sixth chapter Bhagavad Gita. It says, Yam labdva chaparam labham manyade nadiyam tada yasmin sido nadukkena gurunabi vichalyate. It's verse number 21. 22. Verse 22. Verse 22 of sixth chapter. How this yogi, what changes he undergoes once he is realizing himself, Brahman realization. Sugam atyantikam yattat buddhigrahyam atindriyam. Is atindriya. This sugam is atyantikam, is the highest. And atindriyam is beyond the senses, which means transcendental. Veti yatra na chevayam sthitas charati tattvaha. Established thus, one never departs from the truth upon gaining this. If there is no other gain, yam labdva chaparam labham manyade na digam tada. After gaining this, if he understands that there is no other gain, there is no other gain greater than this. Yasmin sidona dukkena gurunabi na vichadede. Being situated in such a position, one is never shaken even in the midst of the greatest difficulty. So Srinarada will explain this very casually. How very casually he explains the greatest calamity in his life. Or simply explains it. It's very wonderful. So he's starting to describe this in the from sixth verse onwards. Egatmaja me janani yoshit mudha nachingari mai atmaje ananyagado chakre snehanubandhanam. I was the only son of my mother, who was not only a simple woman but a maid servant as well. Since I was her only offspring, she had no other alternative for protection. She bound me with tie of affection. So we can understand this. Narada's mother was very poor Mataji, not very educated, not rich, not fluent. Her subsistence was doing this maid servant job in others' houses, and there were no other protection. Only mother and daughter and son was there. Nobody else. So this mother, he bound Nashinarda with a tie of affection. So from this, you can understand that Narada had great attachment for his mother because she was the only protection for him in the material life, and he was very attached to his mother. But what happens later is described in the coming verses. We'll see tomorrow. Okay. Hare Krishna. Any clarification?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I have one doubt, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Actually, in sixth canto or seventh canto, I have read the Daksha Prajapati has cursed Narada.
Yes. Yes.
Narada, yes, his 10,000 sons, Narada made into the life of devotion. So
Yes.
channelized them towards devotion. So
Yes.
again 1,000 son again. So the Daksha Prajapati is the same that Sati Mata Sati's father, or another Daksha Prajapati is?
Same.
Okay.
Same. So this was same one.
Yeah, that is the doubt actually, bro. But in once it is written that Daksha Prajapati having this much daughters, including Sati, he give them to the moon plan and Dharma and all that. So I think Daksha Prajapati is different from that.
No, I didn't get that.
It was the doubt actually that same Daksha Prajapati or he is different one.
No, Srimad Bhagavatam does not speak about two Daksha Prajapatis. You have to understand that these Prajapatis, they have a long span of life. For example, Priyamrata Maharaj, he said that he had lived for 110 crores years. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, you will find this. And
Yes.
two, three Manus were his sons only.
Okay. Yes.
So
Prabhu.
long life, they were doing long life.
Yes.
So it
Prabhu.
may be surprising for us, very, very difficult for us to understand.
Yes.
But
Prabhu.
that is so. They have long lives.
Yes. Then he is the same who has cursed Narada Muni. That you
Yes,
will be
yes.
not stable in one place. You will move around every time.
Yes. He did that. So Narada could not move on anyway. Always did not stay in one place.
Yes.
But even then, Narada stayed in one place. For whose benefit?
Who's Prabhu? I don't know that.
Mother of Prahalada, you remember? Kriyada.
Yes.
So
Yes.
the time she delivered Prahalada,
Kayadhu.
Yadu,
Yes.
stayed in one place.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
So he can always break this curse and all if he wants. Because he was not interested in, but now that occasion happened, when situation demanded, then
Yes,
he set up an ashramam and very easily stayed in ashramam and instructing Kayadu transcendental knowledge because that benefited Prahlad Maharaj.
yes, yes.
That was the reason.
Hare Krishna, Hari Bol, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Okay. Let her.
Yes.
You know about Niladri Vijay, Prabhuji?
Niladri? No.
Niladri Vijay, today is the auspicious function of Niladri Vijay. So from three chariots, first Sudarshan Mahaprabhu will go into the temple, then Subhadra Maharani will go, then Balabhadraji will also enter into the temple. But when Jagannath enters, Mata Lakshmi did not allow him to enter inside. Yes, you have, and the Jagannath used to give some bribe, like the rasgullas and the pato saris and gold. After that, only Lakshmi will let him to go. There is a very nice chapter is there in Oriya. Actually, I don't know in other, but in Oriya there is a big book is there. So the priest will read the verses very nicely. It was explained means she will Mata Lakshmi will scold Jagannath that you take your brother and your sister, you could not take me. It is very nice. It is enjoyable. So everyone, we don't, in our small temples also, in Jagannath temples everywhere in Orissa, this it is known as Lakshmi Narayan Bachanika. So this Bachanika book will be read every when Jagannath enters. So we also attend our small temple nearby our area. This time we could not go to Puri, so we came to our temple. And all 9 days, Prabhuji, we attend the function chariot, starting from Gundicha to Bahuda.
Oh, nice. I remember once Siddharth Swami Maharaj, I told you, Prabhu, he came and he narrated this pastime
Yes.
of Lakshmi Devi preventing Jagannath entering the temple.
Yes.
And he said that Orissa people full of this whole Orissa, even small villages everywhere,
Yes.
there will be temples of Jagannath.
Yes, Prabhuji. And all the rituals will be followed. Rath Jatra means all small temples of Odisha, they celebrate Rath Jatra compulsory. Where there is a small chariot or big chariot, no matter, but every place there is the Rath Jatra will be. Yes, Prabhuji.
I think Odisha in that manner, very exceptional state.
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, please come to, during Rath Jatra, at least once you please come to Puri and to witness all these programs.
Yeah, sure. And let me free after this, and then I definitely start visiting.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hari Bol.
Yes, Sarija Maji.
അല്ല പ്രഭുജി ഞാൻ ആ ട്രെയിനിന്റെ ടൈം എടുത്തേ 9:15 ശബരി എക്സ്പ്രസും 10 o'clock ധൻബാദ് എക്സ്പ്രസും ഉണ്ട് വടക്കാഞ്ചേരി വരും.
ഓഹോ
9:15 പാലക്കാട്ടുന്ന് ശബരി എക്സ്പ്രസ്, അത് 11 o'clock മുമ്പായിട്ട് വടക്കാഞ്ചേരി. ദെൻ 10 മണിക്ക് ധൻബാദ് എക്സ്പ്രസ്, അത് 11:30 ഇവിടെ വടക്കാഞ്ചേരി. അത് രണ്ടും നല്ല കൺവീനിയന്റ് ആണ്.
ഒരു 1 hour ഡിലേ ആവും നമ്മുടെ
അത് പറയാൻ പറ്റില്ല, ലോങ് ട്രെയിൻ അല്ലേ.
പിന്നെ വടക്കാഞ്ചേരി സ്റ്റാർട്ട് വരും, പിന്നെ ഹാഫ് ആൻ അവർ പോലോ
അത് പോകും. പിന്നെ അതിന് മുമ്പുള്ളത് 9:05 ഒരു മംഗളൂരു സെൻട്രൽ എക്സ്പ്രസ് ഉണ്ട്, അത് ഷൊർണൂരാ പോവാ, വടക്കാഞ്ചേരി വരില്ല. പിന്നെ ഷൊർണൂരിന്ന് ഇത് ബസ് പിടിക്കണ്ടേ, അത് 9:05. ഇത് തമ്മിൽ 10 മിനിറ്റിന്റെ വ്യത്യാസമേ ഉള്ളൂ. തന്നെ ലെറ്റ് ഹർ ടേക്ക് എ ഡിസിഷൻ.
Okay.